Miriam, and I like makeup, and that's what we're gonna do today. But I also want to talk about the new season of Miraculous Ladybug, a show I really like. So the plan is to do like a butterfly ladybug look, and I'm of course wearing pigtails in honor of Miss Ladybug and Marinette. So I'd like to start by doing my base, and I know that's not particularly interesting, so I want to do a little recap about the show. Maybe it's been a while since you've seen it, or maybe you haven't seen it and you just clicked on this video. Like, I don't judge. Maybe you want to have something in the background while you're doing your latest project. I do that too, it's fine. But I will put a timestamp right here if you'd like to skip, which I also understand. But it would be nice if you would stick around. Maybe you'd like to see how I do my base. I mean, that's cool too. Anyways, without further ado, let's go. Okay, so Miraculous is a French cartoon about these two teenagers in Paris who are also superheroes. Also, if you're wondering what I'm using, everything will be linked in the description below. So we follow these two teenagers in Paris. You have Marinette Dupin-Chang and Adrienne Agreste, who are also Ladybug and Cat Noir. Ladybugs, who are most associated with luck, has the power of creation, while Cat Noir, that's a black cat, who's associated with bad luck, has the power of destruction. Now, they weren't like born as superheroes or get bitten by a radioactive ladybug or cat, which is something they ask about in the show. They were given these magical jewels, who are called the Miraculouses, who gives them the superpowers. Ladybug has earrings and Cat Noir has a ring, meaning basically anybody could be Ladybug, which I think is a nice thing because that means that we could be Ladybug. Maybe I am Ladybug. Have you ever seen me and Ladybug in the same room? I don't think so. When you start the show, you don't really get to know how they were given these jewels, but as you progress into the series, you found out that they were given to them by Master Fu, who is the guardian of the Miraculouses, because there are more than two, which will be relevant later. But the Miraculouses of the Ladybug and the Black Cat are the two like most powerful ones, because they kind of complete each other with a good luck bad luck thing. It's like a yin yang situation. It's like a yin yang situation. But like, why are there superheroes in Paris, you might ask? Well, when there is a supervillain, there is need for superheroes. So the villain of the show is called Hawkmoth, and he has the Miraculous of the Butterfly, which doesn't sound very threatening, but the way he uses his power is that he possesses somebody, basically. Like, he has these magical butterflies that he calls akumas. And akuma, I think, means demon in Japanese. So it's basically a possession, because the akumas get into an object that the victim has, and he gives them a temporary superpower. And what he wants is to get the Miraculouses off Ladybug and Cat Noir, because then you're granted a wish. He has a wish. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Ladybug and Cat Noir also has superpowers. So Ladybug has her lucky charm, that she calls it, where she gets an object that she can use in a time of need. It can be anything, and she has to usually solve a riddle to like understand it, because it's very random. And Cat Noir has this cataclysm. It was very hard to say catechism then. And Cat Noir has this cataclysm. And Cat Noir has this cataclysm. When he touches something, it just basically destroys or gets destroyed. Like the Eiffel Tower can be destroyed, which has happened. We're in Paris, remember. Although it sounds nice that he wants to make a wish, the problem is that if you make a wish, there is another sacrifice. Like, say you'd want to get rich, somebody else would have to get poor, right? You can't just get money, like somebody else uses something and you're gain. That's the problem with the wish, because there is imbalance in the universe. If you wish to resurrect someone, somebody else would have to die, right? It's not very nice. But here's the thing I think hooked most people on Miraculous, myself included. I might be speaking from just my own experiences, but I think there is some truth into this. Ladybug and Cat Noir, aka Marinette and Adrienne, are classmates. They know each other in both forms, but the thing is, they don't know that they know. you know? Okay, let me explain. They don't know about each other's identities because it has to be a secret. So they don't really know that each other is each other. Like, they don't know they're superheroes or classmates. Okay, they know they're classmates, but they don't know that their classmate is a superhero. Okay. But the problem is that they're in love with each other, but they don't know it. And that's very funny. Because while Marinette is pining over Adrien and being very, very awkward, Adrien, on the other hand, or Cat Noir per se, is totally head over heels for Ladybug. Like, he is in love. Funny part is that everybody around knows that Adrien has a crush on Ladybug, except for Marinette, which is hilarious. And all their classmates know that Marinette has a crush on Adrien, except Adrien. So fun. So fun. As the seasons progress, we do see an improvement in both of their relationships. Like, in the first season, Marinette and Adrien are kind of just classmates. Like, their best friends are together as a couple. Like, Marinette's best friend Alia is together with Adrien's best friend Nino. So as we, like, get further along, they do become more friends. And while in the start, Ladybug kind of finds Cat Noir very, very annoying because he has a tendency to make a lot of bad jokes or puns, if you like. And while we all find him hilariously charming while being very self-centered and not self-centered, very like self-loving? No. You know what I mean? Cat Noir loves Cat Noir, right? And we all love Cat Noir, except Ladybug doesn't like Cat Noir. But like, as the seasons progress, Ladybug and Cat Noir's partnership becomes very, very strong, and they develop a very good friendship. Now, the premise of the seasons are primarily the same. Somebody gets upset about something, Hawkmoth takes advantage of it, akumatizes them, they become a super villain. Ladybug and Cat Noir has to destroy them, purify the Akuma, and bada bing bada boom. This is a very, very brief summary to like catch us up to anything. So if you'd like it more in depth, you need to find another video. Now, while everything's been going on, Adrien and Marinette has become closer, and Adrien's kind of realizing that he likes Marinette. So they start having a thing. Very slowly, because a girl cannot get her feelings straight. Like, she cannot, even though he says he likes her, she cannot tell him that she likes him. What? Yes. She cannot confess her feelings even though he told her that he liked her. That's the stage we're at. Which Adrien's father does not approve of. He is this very wealthy fashion designer, but you know what he also is? Hawkmoth. What a shocking plot twist. So season 5 kind of ends with Hawkmoth, aka Gabriel Agrest, aka Adrien's father, sending him to London because he has this giant plan and he wants his son safe. So Cat Noir is not present in Paris. So I think I forgot to mention this, that the magical jewels also come with a magical creature named a Kwami. So Marinette's Kwami is Tiki and Adrien's Kwami is Plague. So since Adrien is going away, he gives his Kwami Plague the ring and it's like, get this to Ladybug. Because Ladybug confused the jewels too. You can use the jewels at the same time. Plague finds Marinette, that is also Ladybug, and she kind of gets fused into. So Hawkmoth and Lady Noir, is that what she calls her? No. I forgot. She gets a new name when she uses the different. Point is that now they have to fight out the final battle between Hawkmoth and Ladybug. And they find out each other's identities. Like, Hawkmoth finds out that Ladybug was Marinette all along, and he knows about Marinette because, like I said, it's Adrien's classmate and now girlfriend. And obviously, Ladybug knows about Gabriel Agrest. And the thing is, I mentioned a wish. Now, Adrien's mom, she's dead. And the wish is that he wants to resurrect her. The Hawkmoth wants to resurrect her, not Adrien. Adrien's like, the mom's gone. But like I mentioned earlier, somebody else has to die. Now Hawkmoth does eventually get both Miraculouses, and Marinette's like, it's over, it's over, it's over. But the thing is, His assistant that I haven't mentioned is his right-hand woman. She's also become sick because there's another Miraculous that is the peacock that was destroyed. We don't know why, when it was destroyed or how, but what we've seen is that if you wear it, you get sick because it's broken. So his assistant has become very sick, and the theory is that he sacrificed his life for her, joining his wife in the grave, which is very sweet and very sad at the same time. So, is everything nice in season 6? Is it all good? No, there's a new villain, there's a new Hawkmoth, and we'll get into that. And Adrian's back in Paris, and him and Marinette are now officially a couple. On to season 6! Talking about 5 seasons in such a short time span, I don't think it was short because I had a lot I wanted to say and not a lot of time. I would like to do a deep dive in all the seasons, so if people want to see that, let me know. So we're starting season 6. We have a new villain who is kind of half a mystery, I'd say. There is theorized that there is this character that I didn't really mention because I kind of forgot about her. I forgot that she existed. Her name is Lila, and she kind of lies a lot. It is theorized that the new Hawkmoth is her, but I don't think so. I don't really have a particular reason, but there was an event in the end of season 5 where she did have the Miraculous of the butterfly, but then some sort of like light came and it looks like it took her. So maybe it's her, but I'm very confused about the ending, so I'm just gonna pretend it's a mystery and be shocked. Season 6 also comes with a new animation and a brand new school year. Like season 1 to 5, the same year, the same school year. No wonder it took so long for everybody to develop, because it was just a few months. Show like recently had their 10-year anniversary. Imagine being the same age for 10 years. Now, a lot of people are criticizing the new animation style, and it's not like I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Far from it. I think some of the designs are fine. I find Marinette's design to be very pretty, but Adrian looks weird. I don't know, I feel like any animation style I see Adrian in apart from the original, I just find him to look very weird. Except for the chibi one. He's cute. So cute. Like, I think it's just a matter of kind of getting used to it. But then again, there are some particular choices that I kind of find to be a little weird. Like, we did get to know Marinette and Adrian's classmates pretty well, because they were kind of like, a lot of the times, the victims of a lot of episodes. And they all kind of became very good friends. Like, they became like a very good class. And so they all wanted to start the same school the next year. Because in Paris, I think you start a new school in your 10th grade year. French people, correct me. So they're kind of also here. And, like, for instance, their classmate Julia, who used to look like this, now looks like this. And Rose looks like this, and now looks like this. However, Ivan and Milan, I can't speak French. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I must say, I might be unpopular here, but I might say I don't mind it. Then there are some very interesting plot lines here, like Adrian having to deal with the loss of his father and mother now. They're both gone. Poor Adrian. Poor sweet boy. And him kind of having like a brand new freedom, because his father was very, very, very controlling, like giving, in his eyes, giving his son the best. Like lining up for any prestigious sport like fencing, he had basketball, he did Chinese. I don't know why all of those in particular. I mean, I get fencing, but why basketball? I don't quite get basketball. And now Adrian can do whatever he wants. And you're like, who's taking care of Adrian? Adrian's been taken care of by his father's now former assistant, I'd say, because he's no longer with us. She's not really his assistant. But it's kind of like a mother figure for Adrian. He's been taken good care of, and she's just like, you can do whatever you want now. So Adrian's kind of struggling with finding out who he is really, like what's his interest. And Marinette, being like the good girlfriend that she now is, obviously wants to help him out. They try a bunch of different stuff, and Adrian just one day decides to run. And he finds out he's pretty good at running. And then we also get introduced to a new character, which I forgot the name of. But she's a runner, and I don't know quite a lot about her except that she doesn't have legs. She has prosthetic legs, but she's a famous runner. Like, she has a lot of medals, which is like good for her. Of course, there isn't a lot of episodes that's come out, and a lot of the orders are kind of jumbled together. Now, do you remember I said that Marinette would give out her Miraculouses and get them back, and that there is a lot? Well, there's so many Miraculouses that all of Marinette and Adrian's classmates, which I can put a picture of their class here, plus some other friends along the way, they all have one. And now they all get to keep theirs. So everybody's running around with a Miraculous and a jewel. Which is fine, but I really, really liked it in season 2 and 3 when it was just Ladybug giving out a few Miraculouses. Like, I find it very fun that she gave more to others, but at one point there was this thing where there was like a team of 5. You had Marinette, you had Ladybug, you had Rena Rouge, which is the Fox Miraculous, that is also Marinette's best friend Alia. You had Nino, that was Carapace, and you had Chloe, who was Queen Bee, and they were like a 5-some. And I loved it. I was like, I loved seeing fan art, I loved seeing comics, I loved the concept. I was like, I want this. And I was so hoping that would go in that direction, where they would become like an official team, like they would get to behold theirs. But no. Now we just cut Chloe out of the entirety of season 6 so far. If you're wondering what happened to her, she moved to New York. I love New York. I recently went. It was so good. Anyways, I just find it to be like too many things at once, kind of. Like too many Miraculouses. And maybe it's because they ran out of ideas about to do with Adrian and Marinette, because they now are like a couple. And so far there's not a lot of drama. But I also do find it a bit interesting. It's not just boring. I just find it very... Okay, boring is the wrong word for it. I don't necessarily find it boring. I just find it to be too much. But I do like that we are seeing a lot of the side characters, like home life and their parents, and there is creative storyline of that. I do find that to be very interesting, because that has been there. But like, I had a vision of how I thought the show would go, and they just said, no. And I think that's what kind of disappointed me the most. So I recently rewatched all of it, and I did tend to like it more the second time around. So I think after I got over my like sorrows, it was fine. Now you're probably like thinking I'm very thrilled that Marinette and Adrian are together now, and I am. I really am. I've been waiting a long time for these to get together. But I have a few things I would like to say. Like, I'm very sorry. I think I'm kind of alone in this, but I did not expect Marinette and Adrian to be so cringe as a couple. Oh my gosh. Like, I am sorry. Adrianette is my favorite ship, but I was expecting them more to be like Alia and Nino. Like, they're very cute together. They have a lot of cutesy moments, but it's like overly like, oh, you're so cute, no, you're so cute. It's not like that. It's much more like they have their sweet bonding moments, but they're still like so good friends around everybody. Well, Adrian and Marinette, it's like that one annoying couple that's just all over each other all the freaking time. You know which one I'm talking about. And like, I love getting more cutesy moments and kisses, but this is not the dynamic I was expecting. Maybe when or if we ever get to see a review with these two, for real, their dynamic might change, because Ladybug and Casanova dynamic is very different from Marinette and Adrian. And as much as I love these two being together, it does bring down kind of my Lady Noir scenes, because so far it's not been that many cutesy moments, and that's kind of what I liked about the show, that there were cutesy moments in all these little squares. Like, you had moments with Adrian and Marinette, Lady and Cat Noir, like, it was so fun! And now it's like, if there were to be a cutesy scene with one another, it would be kind of wrong, because even though they don't know that they are each other, they do know that they both have boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, they both know that they're in relationships, so it really can't be the same in a way. Which, I mean, is fine. I don't need like a love scene for everybody, but it was something that kind of made the show what it was. And like, don't get me wrong, I love a good like Lady Noir friendship scene. Very cute. So it's not like I'm like needing them to be like cheating on each other with each other. That's not what I'm saying. Now, the last episode I saw, nothing is, like I said, Marinette knows that Adrian's father was Hawkmoth, but she has not told Adrian about this, or Cat Noir, for instance, who Hawkmoth really was. She just told the whole Paris that Gabriel Gress was the hero and he sacrificed himself. That's the lie she's been telling everybody. And one of the last episodes I watched, Marinette found a letter from Gabriel, and he is confessing that he's Hawkmoth. It's a letter addressed to Adrian, and Marinette kind of hides this letter and tries to talk to Natalie about it, Gabriel's assistant, about what's going on. I think she wants her to like give it to him, but Marinette's like, I just can't ruin his image of his father, because he's like, he loves his father, he has a good memory of him, and like everything Adrian's reminiscing about is so nice, so she hides it. But we also get to see that Natalie has a lot of secrets of her own. Like, she's in a secret gang of some sort, which is a whole nother thing I'm so confused about. Like, who are these people and what's going on? The thing about this letter and the fact that Marinette has not told Adrian or Cat Noir who Hawkmoth really was, I think is going to come back to bite her. And I don't think that's very much a secret. I think it's very obvious if you've seen a lot of the episodes. Like, I am pretty sure that Adrianette is not gonna last through season 6. Something that's gonna go down in the last few episodes. Either that Marinette finds this to be kind of complicated, keeping this big of a secret, or Adrian's gonna find out somehow that she kept this secret from him, because it's been a plot point in more than one episode that Marinette has not told this boy about this yet. So as much as I love them finally being together, I don't think it's gonna last, sadly. Now, will I stop watching the show? Probably not. I just like to complain sometimes. Like I said, I do have my complaints with the new season. Probably because there's a lot of things that changed. But I also like that we're moving forward in the plot. I think most people are just baffled that all of that from season 1 to 5 is just a year. Like crazy. How many seasons will there be until we go on to the next year? I don't think it's going to take as many seasons, actually. Some things that kind of confuse me about the new season, though, is that in the previous season, we do have this whole thing where, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, they're in the 10th grade now, I believe. So back in like season 5, they did this big deal where the 8th graders and the 9th graders were gonna throw a party or something. Yeah. So I believe they're in the 10th grade in season 6. And the thing is, in season 5, they made this big deal where the 9th grader and the 8th graders were gonna throw this big end of school ball. And Zoe, who is Chloe's younger sister, was in the 8th grade. And she is now with them in the new school, which I'm very confused about. Like, how did things change? Did they start a new school? Did they start a new school, but did she also start with them? Did she skip a grade? What? It doesn't really make sense to me. Or is it just that convenience for the plot that she's there? I think she's just Chloe's replacement in a way. Also, I can get into like how Chloe and Zoe's things confuse me because they have the same mom. but not the same dad. And like I said, they're a year apart, and Chloe's parents are married still. I know, it's confusing. Like, what? Who cheated? Okay, I know who cheated, but why would you cheat in a kid's show? I am very unhealthily obsessed with a kid's TV show. You're very right. But also, a thing I want to say is that a new character is Zoe's former bully. Like I said, Chloe is now in New York. Zoe used to live in New York. And Zoe's bully from New York kind of just appears in Paris and starts at her school being like, hello, did you miss me? And can I just say that if any of my former bullies just showed up, like I changed schools in high school. We all actually did. Because where you're from, you can kind of choose where you want to go. But if one of them like kind of just appeared at my high school and be like, did you miss me? I'd be like, are you stalking me? Like, what the heck? Like, I would be like, what is your problem? And why in the world is somebody following her from New York and being like, I'm gonna spill all your secrets? Like, what? I just find that to be like very, very, very creepy. Like, how'd you know which school she goes to? Like, why did you follow her? Is that just a way to intrigue us in the plot? Like, what? In conclusion, I don't think season 6 necessarily is bad per se. It's very different from its 5 former seasons, but it's not always different in the right way. And I hope as we progress into the season and get more into the series, it could be more change for the better. And like, I've heard rumors that this show can go on for like 14 seasons. Which, like, I don't mind more Miraculous content, but I'm probably gonna be in my 30s before the show ends. I don't necessarily think these lashes were it, but they were what I had available at this hour. So that is kind of my thoughts and recap on Miraculous. If you'd like more Miraculous videos, let me know. And if you liked this video, give it a like. And if you really liked it, give it a subscribe. People don't say give it a subscribe. Subscribe! Okay, I hope you liked it. I hope to see you again. Bye!